Hey, how's everyone doing, man? This is Cousin Buzz doing my first video today. Not sure why I chose to do it today. I guess, it's a really nice day. I'm out in the Hamptons right now in on Long Island, New York, and it's a really nice day today. We've had a really brutal winter. It's been cold, but today's nice. It's about 50 degrees. Sun just came out a little while ago. I'm down at the beach, going for a walk, and I'm staying with family right now for the winter. They're gone for the winter. They're down south in South Carolina, staying at their summer spot. So I have the house to myself for the winter, which is nice. I'm definitely grateful for that I have a place to stay right now. That I'm not struggling having to pay like some overpriced rent somewhere. But I just figured I'd get out there and just talk a little bit about things, talk a little bit about how things have been going recently with the struggles of everyday people. It seems like myself included. I'm a middle-aged guy. I'm 45 years old, single, so I guess nobody to impress at the moment. No kids, nobody that I have to disappoint either. So I guess in some sense that's a good thing. But it seems like I'm starting over again from ground zero, starting to go over completely. No money in the bank, a low paying job. It's okay, it's tolerable. It's just I get paid about $25 an hour, which for some people in certain parts of the country, they might say, well, what's wrong with that? That's plenty to get by. But out where I am, that's not nearly enough to be able to really do anything with. I mean, the average price of an apartment in somebody's basement anywhere in the vicinity of where I work will run you $2,000. And I'm serious about that. $2,000 for an apartment in somebody's basement. If you're lucky, a one bedroom. If you're lucky, you get heat and hot water. But yeah, you can't really do much of anything on $25 an hour out here. So, and it's just the cost of everything. It seems like compared to what the average adult can go out there and just kind of like be able to do, get a job and afford a place to live and put food in your belly and clothes on your back. It's just seemingly like impossible, or just getting harder and harder to do. I just feel like my whole life has been, I've been a bachelor my whole life. I wanted to do it that way. I just could never really see myself being a family guy. Just didn't really feel like I would have had the patience or the discipline for something like that. I don't regret where I am right now as far as that goes. I don't think that I don't think I was ever destined to be a family guy, and so that's fine with me. But my whole life has been one where it just seems like it's just difficult for me to get my footing and sink my teeth into anything. It's always just a constant two steps forward, one step backward. And it's just been trying to do what I can to get by for the moment. Pay my rent, and not really have much else as far as like owning anything, like a house. And I guess I'm putting this video out there because I feel really alone right now. I mean, I feel like pretty much all of my friends, and I know the last thing I'm supposed to do is look at other people. That's what everybody tells me, don't look at other people, that'll drive you crazy. And I get all that, but it just makes me feel like I'm alone in this world, and that right now I'm the only one struggling. Like all my other friends from high school and college, they seem to have like successful, profitable businesses, or these really good high-paying jobs, and own houses, and they bought just at the right time, and back in like 2017 when the prices relative to what they are now were low. Now, I mean, the average price of a house on Long Island will run you $600,000. I mean, I'd say it's probably higher than that. So, and being out here in the Hamptons, it's, the money out here is phenomenal. I mean, I see these houses I'm looking at right now. I mean, they must be, they're in the millions, tens of millions, maybe even, right on the water. And, for me, that to even think about having money on that scale is just unfathomable to me. Or, a house that's worth that much money, it's just, it's crazy. And I really wonder, what do these people do? Where does this money come from? I ask that question and I don't really ever seem to get a consistent answer. It ranges anywhere from, well, this money, these people rode the wave of the stock market, or, it was inherited from family. Private equity and hedge funds. Seems like that seems to be a pretty consistent answer. Like, I worked for a builder out here a couple of years back as a carpenter, working for one of the big builders, and we do projects, these houses, I mean, $100 million project wasn't out of the ordinary, right? And I was talking to a guy that was working as a project manager for the same builder that I was working for as a carpenter. They're paying me $20 an hour. I don't know what they were paying him, probably not much more. Seemed like a young guy, but he had a career ahead of him. And he said most of the clients, private equity, that was what they were in, and they had made billions of dollars, and I just don't know how long that goes on for, but it seems like it just will keep going and going. Like the wealth gap will just keep growing bigger and bigger, and like the haves and the have-nots will just be in two different universes one day. But $25 an hour, and that's, let's say you're just an average adult, and you're just trying to figure out a way to get by. That's what you're looking at. You want to rent an apartment? Forget about it. If you're lucky enough that you have family that says, okay, you can crash on our couch, all right, you're better off than a lot of other people. I mean, I know people that they pretend to be alcoholics and drug addicts just so that they can go to a sober living house, because at least the rent there is like, very reduced, and they can get by for the moment, and, until they get their footing. And there's a lot of people out there, they got huge amounts of credit card debt. How do you get out from underneath that? So I don't know, thought I'd put this video out there today. I'm gonna upload it a little bit later. I don't know if anybody will watch it. Maybe not. Maybe somebody will and say, I feel the same way. It seems like this ongoing poverty trap for me. And, I hope to one day find a way to get out of it. It seems like maybe a generation ago, it just, the average person, unless they were, had some sort of mental problem, like psychological problem or drug addiction, didn't really ever find themselves in a scenario like you know, like this, just kind of floating around on the fringes, trying to figure out how to get back to some sort of semblance of normalcy, right? So yeah, I'll upload this video a little bit later. I don't know what I'll name it. Maybe 25 bucks an hour. 25 bucks an hour. Where will that get you? You know, if I was living in, you know, somewhere in Alabama or Mississippi, you know, I could probably get a house for, you know, on that kind of hourly rate. But out where I am, man, that's not gonna get you anywhere. So, you know, and I wonder, you know, if I stay at this job now, which, you know, I plan to probably do, I'll probably stay at this job for a little while. And, you know, let's say I get pay raises throughout the course of the next couple of years. And, you know, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I'm making $40 an hour. Well, and, you know, will the price of rent now for that basement, you know, 1-bedroom apartment be $4,000 a year instead of $2,000? So, I guess for anybody else out there that's struggling, you're not the only one. I don't think I'm the only one. I do feel like the only one a lot of the time, but I don't really think that that's the case. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what you know, what the next couple of years brings. I'm hopeful. I always remain hopeful no matter what's going on. And hopefully somebody watches this video and says, you know, maybe I'm not going through exactly what this guy's going through, but I can somehow relate and feel a little bit more positive just about things in general. You know, feeling alone is never a good feeling, but you know, maybe I'll get some feedback here and it'll make me feel like, you know, I'm, you know, part of a bigger community and one to, like, you know, not be ashamed of. So anyway, that's all I got today. This is the view behind me. I don't want to turn the other way because, you know, you got these big multi-million-dollar houses behind me, and, you know, I don't know what kind of breach of privacy that is to, you know, put some guy's house on a YouTube video, and, you know, next thing I know, I got the police after me or whoever saying, you know, you broke some sort of policy rule. I don't know. Anyway, all right, man. Hey, be safe, everyone. Keep your head up. That's what I'm doing. And you know, hopefully if I get some traction here, I'll be putting out some more videos, and, you know, you guys can come check my videos, check my channel out. Anyway, take care, man.